So, good body position, nice long reach forward. Head position is good when you're swimming. When you turn to breathe, you lift up slightly, which breaks the streamline a bit and will cause your hips to drop a bit. So that would be worth working on. When you turn to breathe, you really want your head to almost not move, and you think about keeping your lower eye in the water. If you can do that, then you're keeping your head low enough, or keeping your face low enough. The kick looks okay. It looks like you're getting some knee kick, or kicking kind of with the lower leg. I don't know how much kick training you do. Right there is good. I mean, it's probably alright. Make sure you do kick training in your workouts. Yeah, that looks alright. Alright, so strokes. The underwater catch is everybody's area where there's probably something to work on. And just looking at above water here, it looks to me like your left arm is doing a kind of straight arm pull, and your right arm is a straight arm with a little bit of the elbow slip, or elbow leading the stroke back towards the stroke. So we were talking about the speed and all that. Your turnover rate is totally fine. Some of the power and the pull can be improved. And then part two will be thinking about just actively pulling hard and doing like speed workout sets. So here, I'm looking to see if your hips and legs stay in the same line as your upper body or your torso. They do. You can see your arm recovery is good. You have a high elbow recovery, meaning your elbow is higher than your hand. See the head, the extra head motion when you turn to breathe. It's not terrible. Don't get me wrong. It could just be a little better. All right, and then where you're reaching to. On your right, you're reaching right in front of your right shoulder, which is where you want to be. Your left is coming in a little more in front of your head than it needs to, especially when you're doing your breath stroke. So that's a starting position issue. We'll talk about that a bit. All right, so here you get to see what's going on with those arms, and mostly a straight arm style pull on that left arm. When you did some one-arm drills, which you'll see later in the video, you did much more of the vertical forearm angle. So if you can do it with one arm, then in theory you can do it while you're swimming. It's just a matter of getting really used to that feeling. Similar thing going on with the right arm. There may be a little bit of elbow leading the stroke back. But yeah, as far as the pull technique, that's really the piece of the puzzle for you. And the streamline is pretty good. And then we talked about kicking. I recall that your kicking when you're swimming looks a little less effective than when you're just kicking. So there may be times in practice where it would be good for you to just think about your kick. You're swimming, but thinking about the kick. So doing a little bit of 3-6-3, really just working on trying to get comfortable with a low breath style, right? Switch to the other side. Do 3 strokes. So you're switching sides. So you're breathing on the, yeah, switch sides, yeah. There we go. So right there, you see how your head popped up? That's where you want to keep it lower. Alright, so doing the, there you go, that's it, right there. Bingo. Alright, better. But you just got to get comfortable knowing that you're not going to gulp a mouthful of water here. Eyes still out of the water. That's much better. Your bottom eye is still coming out though.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so try.
It doesn't feel like it,
Give it a. I don't want you to breathe in water, but give it a shot. Just staying really low and see what happens.
Okay.
Almost. Yeah, this is just going to be a matter of getting comfortable knowing that you're not going to gulp water. Now you're turning back, which is a method some people use, but you are moving fast enough that your head's going to make this little pocket of air, essentially, right where you need to breathe. All right, good. Yeah, so this one, you just keep working on it. Oh, there you go. Head or bottom eye almost in the water on the previous one. But you're keeping your head lower. Which, the reason we want to keep our head low is because then our hips won't drop, which means we won't have to work harder as we go further and further into the swim. So here, not worrying about the breathing or head motion or anything, thinking about where that left hand extends to. So it was reaching more in front of the head and starting the pull from there, so it's a slightly weaker starting point than starting from in front of the shoulder or even wide of the shoulder, because you use more back muscle when you start shoulder or wide of shoulder. And you're doing a good job, so very good. Oh, well, that one was in. That one was a little, that was good right there. That's a little in. That's good. That one's a little in. So be aware of what's happening when you turn to breathe. When you turn to breathe, maybe it should feel like you're putting your hand in almost like out to the side. All right, so this one, good. All right, well, what I mentioned was when you're turning to breathe, you want that left arm to feel like it's just really wide. It's still going in. You're doing good when you're not breathing, but when you're breathing, it's still, yeah, it's still going in. That was good. Good. You know, so that right there was good. That was dead on where it should be. That's good. That was a little wide, but for now, I'd rather you actually go a little wide when you breathe than go too far in. So you'll find that happy place. All right, doing some one-arm drill. Thinking about, well, nice. Doing the vertical forearm or high elbow. Thinking about internally shrugging or rolling the shoulder after you extend. Key piece of it. Not bad.
Yeah, that's good. There's a lot of things, little things to think about.
It is. Getting some of it. I'm going to look at this on the underwater camera. Alright, so the one-arm drill, you can see much more of that forearm angle where the forearm and the hand have gone vertical while the upper arm is still tilted forward or aimed forward. And that's what people refer to as a high elbow catch. And that's what you want to do all the time when you're swimming. Here you're also doing it, you're sort of hooking your arm in, as soon as you enter. That's fine if it helps you with the motion. The thing I noticed on that right was that your whole arm was kind of high, so you don't have to keep your elbow high relative to the surface of the water. You just want your elbow over your hand, right? So the hand can still dig deep, and then as quickly as possible you rotate your shoulder internally, hand goes down, elbow pivots out and up so that your forearm is vertical, but it doesn't have to be high to the surface of the water. But yeah, some of those strokes on that right and left were both pretty good. Alright, doing some fish with paddle, talking about trying to get that vertical forearm feeling. This does build a little bit of strength as well. That was good right there. Alright, good. More straight arm on the last one. Getting some of it there. Got some of it there. Straight armish. Got some of it there. Alright, so good. This is a good drill. Alright, and these are freeze frames of the one-arm drill, not of you swimming, because I wanted to show you that you are getting some of the technique. So here you can see hand and forearm starting to go down a little better there. Thing to work on is that the elbow started coming back towards your torso before your hand and forearm had gone entirely vertical. So perfect world, hand and forearm go entirely vertical. Here a little more pronounced, you can see your hand comes in and then your hand and forearm start to go vertical very quickly. So that is good. However, your elbow is very high relative to the surface of the water, so you could dig your whole arm deeper, right? So you don't have to have this contorted feeling up at the top of the water. You can dig deeper. But that was very good, right? So don't let my criticism stand in the way of my praise for you, right? Hope all this helps.